Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sports Dynasty NFL. I'm Trevor, and this is Juan. We hope you all had a wonderful Christmas holiday.
I did.
I better be good too, you know.
I didn't have to do a certain show on Saturday because a certain team sucks. It was really fun. A free Saturday.
I was there early before the game started.
Kiss ass.
You know,
Swear to God.
no, I nothing else to do. It was a free day, so I'm gonna do it. You know, hang out there. But next week, and I families to attend to, so we'll figure that out there. But other than that, we
ain't gonna be there. That's the problem.
Yeah. So therefore, we will make sure you get like, share, and subscribe.
I still shout it out though. We're talking about the AFC shakedown. You still should go watch it. I'm just not gonna be there. I'm cue the Magic Johnson. I ain't gonna be there.
It's still a great show. Still a great show. Had a lot of good fun time over there.
I'll be there the following week though.
Yes, week 18.
When the inevitable happens.
Yes, we're all going to be there. And then I took a week off from the rant of the week because I didn't have anything lit on Sunday. On Saturday, I had nothing. I won't have.
If only you waited, right?
If only I waited, yeah. Only I waited, but you know, it's all good. Week 16 is officially reached its conclusion.
Yeah, it's literally Monday night game.
Yes,
it was last night.
Certain teams clinch playoff spots. Other teams are dwindling before our very eyes, and one other team, despite the inevitable going to happen, they are still giving a certain fan base hope to make the playoffs. And if you're smart like us, I know a lot of you guys are smart, you know exactly who we're talking about. So let's get started, shall we? Let's go ahead.
Yeah, there's games that we're not going to talk about because why? Like the Saints game, don't care, don't give a rat's ass. The Falcons game, don't care, who gives a rat's ass. Like the only thing to say is that the Ravens are in the playoffs officially now. I think that's what that game was about.
Yes,
done. Don't care though.
The Saints are still alive in the playoff run.
Yeah, they are. That's what we'll talk about them when it actually matters. I'm not talking about them there. The Texans and Titans game, don't care. It's just that Malik Willis does not belong in the NFL as a quarterback. Nope. There is no hope for that kid. He needs to change his position. Otherwise, goodbye. Don't care.
And also,
there's a difference between raw and can't play. He can't play, bro.
And another thing, but
ain't no fixing that.
How bad of the NFL is that the Texans are clearly by far the worst team in the NFL, and Dave's like, we're gonna win a game and still be the number one overall pick because everyone else sucks. There's no one but
they had a game to spare. Not anymore.
No. Wait, they have like 2 games to spare. Like no one had.
Chicago only has 3 wins.
Oh, you're right. Damn. So yeah, not anymore. So
no more. Yeah, not anymore. They had the 1 game to spare. Now they have to lose out, but they want number 1 pick. Unless Chicago gets one, we'll see. Which they haven't in like 2 months, so I'm not sure. But
it's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't know the tiebreak. No, Chicago lost to them, right?
Yes.
Yes, I'm saying they can't give up this game. They have to lose out to get the number 1 pick. Otherwise, Chicago's the number 1 pick. Assuming Chicago loses out too.
Shouldn't tell me. I have a feeling that it's gonna be weird. But I don't know. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, let's get started.
Talking about who's gonna be number 1 pick is always fun every year.
It is fun.
That's very fun. All right, what else am I skipping? Whoops. What else am I skipping? Buccaneers, Cardinals, don't give a rat's ass. Come on. This was easy to call. I don't have anything to say about this.
Straight but sorely, shouldn't even be in the league. Shouldn't even be in the league.
Apparently, this version of Tom Brady doesn't either.
Yeah, yes. Tom Brady, we love the guy. It's time to retire. He looks worse and worse every single week.
I just think he's checked out. That's what I think.
He's done it.
If he goes to another team that catches his eye, then he'll be more like Tom Brady that we remember from a year ago.
But he's done.
But he's checked out. That's why.
He's waiting for the season to be over.
Yeah.
And Trace McSorley is a bum and shouldn't be in the league. How do you have DeAndre Hopkins and only give him the ball one time? He only gets 1 catch for 4 yards, and you have 12 targets. But all the targets they threw to him were not catchable. So why the fuck are you in the league?
I have no idea. Broncos and Rams. Yeah, if they might have done this on purpose to get rid of the coach. There's possibilities.
Yes, they did.
Because there's no way. How are you gonna tell me? Excuse me. Whoa. I hate the winter. There is no way how you're gonna tell me that this vaunted Broncos defense tried and allowed 51. I'm sorry. There's no possible way I'm believing that. No. They probably did this on purpose because this happens. Ask Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy. To this day, I think Aaron Rodgers took that season off to get rid of Mike McCarthy. Ain't nobody told me different. I think the Broncos did that too. The defense said, I ain't playing. I need this guy to go. I need him to go now. And Russell Wilson said, I'll help you out and throw some of the worst picks ever.
Russell Wilson was trying to play and win the game. He was trying. Russell wasn't so bad. He's so terrible.
Yeah.
And then it's so bad that you're causing team turmoil on the sidelines. And then it's bad when Patrick fucking Star is roasting you on the commentary. Yes, I watched the Nickelodeon broadcast, which is actually not that bad. It's actually pretty entertaining. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I'm never gonna do that ever.
Yeah, it's really entertaining.
There actually was a couple. Yeah, you're right. There was a couple of team fights going on in the Denver sideline. It was hilarious. Linemen about to start fighting receivers. They had to get some receivers to break people up. It was insane how bad Russell Wilson was. Anyway, I don't know how that's gonna get rectified. We'll see what happens. But I will say this one thing about the Rams. I won't, even though it doesn't matter now anymore because the Chargers are locked in the playoffs now, unfortunately. I was going to say that next week's game isn't guaranteed, but now that the Chargers won, it kind of doesn't matter anymore. So I guess I don't have to talk about it anymore, unfortunately, because, yeah, we'll talk a little bit about the game in a second. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else I want to skip. I think everything else has something to talk about. Oh, I guess the 49ers game doesn't really matter that much either. It's kind of looking like we're about to start burying the burial pot for the Washington Commanders. Seattle's already buried, and it's ready to go. That burial, that tombstone has already been built for Seattle. The burial pot has already been dug in. We're just waiting for the lower coffin at this point for Seattle.
Yes.
It's looking like it's clipped. Next week is huge for them in the Jets. Huge game. So that's what we're waiting for.
For both teams.
Yeah, whoever loses that game, they're going in that burial pot. We haven't carved in the name yet on the tombstone. But in loving memory of is already carved in.
Yes.
We're just waiting for what name to carve in and the coffin to go in the burial plot. That
would be a great breaking idea for a buried alive match. The Seattle Seahawks and the New York Jets.
Pretty much.
That's actually pretty cool.
Pretty much. I guess Raiders and Steelers too. So Raiders, their burial pot is finished. That's done.
The Steelers are still trying to fight away from the burial pot.
They're trying to get Tomlin his 500 record. That's what they're doing. And it's very possible. They got Baltimore next week, right? And Sunday Night Football for some reason.
Oh, because
they chose that game. Why?
Well,
do you know why? I don't know why.
Because it's a rivalry, and the Steelers, despite all odds, are still a draw for the NFL. So, and they're still in contention. So that's why.
Because I can kind of argue. People probably not gonna agree with me. I can kind of argue the Patriots game probably should have been the Sunday night game, but Miami's not in the playoffs yet, right?
No, because they lost.
Baltimore's already in, so this game does not matter for Baltimore. Miami still fighting for the playoff spot, and New England somehow is still into this, and they almost won, and I think they can beat Miami.
They probably thought
that is a bit more. That has a higher stake than the Baltimore game.
They probably thought Miami was going to win. They probably thought Miami was going to win against Green Bay.
Which is stupid.
And then the Chargers in Miami wouldn't have clinched yet. They wouldn't have clinched it yet. So they probably said, all right, we got time.
They messed up because I ain't watching that Sunday night game. It's going to be the most boring game of all time.
Yeah, it's going to be 10-13.
That's what I'm saying. That game's going to be garbage. So that was stupid as hell putting that as Sunday night. I swear they don't want to give NBC no good games. I swear. It's insane.
But they don't want to pick it. They don't business picking it.
Sorry, NBC don't want. I've changed my slate. NBC don't want any good games in their Sunday slate, I guess, because
they're probably looking at it from a Raiders.
That's special ed what they did.
A Raiders stamp. I'm like, the New England Patriots are still a high draw, no matter how good or bad they are. They're a draw. So I don't know why.
Well, matter of fact, why don't this was actually a perfect segue to Tua too, because he actually may not even play. Now that I'm talking about this.
I mean, I didn't play.
So if he's not playing, then yeah, I guess the Patriots game is the same in my opinion as the Baltimore. But at the time, we didn't know about Tua being concussed. Yes, I did that, concussed. So I was right at the time. But let's start with New England and get that game over with. We'll talk about that for a few minutes, not very long. So, because the first half we don't have to talk about, it was an absolute annihilation.
It was.
It was destruction fest. Joe Burrow did whatever the hell he wanted to the Patriots defense,
Mm-hmm.
and Mac Jones might as well not been there. Actually, probably him not being there would probably been better than what actually happened in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
But then the second half happened, and it flipped. The Bengals were getting locked up. They literally did not score in the second half, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Not at all.
Yeah. It was pretty insane, actually. You know what's funny, too? Cincinnati kept trying to kick field goals and stuff. I was laughing because I'm like, you doing this is putting points away. You might as well go for 2 because for about 40 out of the 50 states was brick ass cold, and the winds was about 20 miles per hour in basically damn near every state in the United States of America this weekend, especially on Saturday. So I don't understand why half the teams were kicking field goals. It made no sense to me. I was very confused.
After he missed the first 2, I'm like, all right, not making them up.
Yeah, just go for it. I forgot who. I think Buffalo caught the memo real quick. I think they missed 1 and said, you know what? All right, we're just going for 2 for the rest of the game. And then we're going for it every 4th down rest of it because especially in Chicago. Chicago's the worst. It's probably like 50 miles per hour over there. As I say, you know the little pylons that be having to give you like the indicator of what line? The thing was moving like a ghost during the game. Like they had to pin it. It's like, yo, the wind is too much. So I don't know what Cincinnati was thinking that they were messing up Emmett McPherson's percentage this game. They did it on purpose, I guess, because I don't know why they were kicking field goal, but they left those. There's maybe 2 to 3 points they could have had that would have put the Patriots away, but they kept it at 22, and the Patriots kept dialing in. The defense caught how many interceptions in the thing? 2 interception. McCourty came out of nowhere, caught more interceptions, adding to his count. And Jacoby Myers, from his dumbassery the week before, caught an accidental 48-yard touchdown pass to really bring the game into 4. That was hilarious. Gotta love accidents. And then we got the last drive where New England is inside the 10. Roger Stevenson runs left, gets gang tackled, going backwards, and fumbles the ball for Patriots to lose the game. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in the NFL, there is this rule, because I saw it in the Monday night game yesterday. There's a rule called forward progress, right? Where if you get stopped and you start moving backwards, they call the play dead. That's what forward progress is, right? Was that not what happening to Ramondre Stevenson when he fumbled? Was it not?
It was. Which made it more egregious to me because it's like.
And one more point before you continue. That was also a good 3 to 5 seconds before the ball came out too, if I'm not mistaken, going backwards. I'm just saying, call me a biased fan. Mind you, I hate my team with a passion. I hate this. This is the worst Patriots team I've ever seen in my life. I hate this damn team. But call me crazy, call me biased, but I could have sworn that should have been called dead forward progress. But that will be the 3rd time that this Patriots team got robbed of a potential victory. But 2 back-to-back weeks, by the way. But mind you, they're still in playoff contention, by the way.
There's 2 things I would say about that. First thing was, yes, forward progress. And the crazy thing is, it was reviewed.
That's what's sad. Yes, it was reviewed.
It was reviewed. And you still got it wrong. That's one. Secondly speaking, I have to go back to play calling. You ran the ball 2 times previous to that. Stuffed.
That's a
Why are you running the ball?
Why are you asking that question?
Why?
At this point in the season, bro?
I'm asking because it's just for sense of clarity.
Just for your sanity?
I already know the answer. Because you have an idiot with a pencil in his fucking ear, making plays. Because the eyes don't know what he's doing.
Plays.
Yeah.
We can call it that, sure.
Yeah. Calling, whatever it is, because that's not what it is. To the point where the play calling, again, puts us in positions where we don't need to be, where disastrous things happen. Didn't need to be there. That didn't need to happen.
Yeah. So Cincinnati escaped playing the worst half, I think, maybe in Joe Burrow's career, because that was absolutely awful. Bad. Like that was insanely bad. That Cincy team played that half.
Speaking, and people may rip me for this, I would have rather gotten blown out for that to happen than that to have let us happen to that. I don't like, because you see, when you have to come back, Storm will come back to the point where the other team is literally trying to give you the game, then you got to win those games.
Yep.
The Raider game last week, down 17-3. The Raiders were literally trying to give the game away. They're like, all right, we're not going to win this game. They trying, all right, they pretty much checked out. But Patriots put us in situations where they screw themselves over, shoot themselves in the foot. Now the Viking game, that was just ridiculous. But then again,
penalties, and they also did not score at all in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, fourth quarter. So
same difference.
Same thing. Put us in a situation where you're doing things to help yourself succeed. So that's my problem right there. But even after all that, and I was mad on Christmas. I was mad only because, again, still watching the games, even though I know what the NFL was going to happen.
I wasn't mad. I'm just like, typical. That's basically what I said when it was over.
It just bothered me. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I was going to rip. At hindsight, I was going to, before I seen the review, I was going to rip Ramondre Stevenson for once again screwing up the game again. But I'm like, that's forward progress. What are you doing? It should have been, incomplete. It should have been
ruled dead.
Ruled dead.
Gain of 1 or whatever the hell it was. They got stuffed again.
And then be fourth and goal, and then you would inevitably not make the touchdown.
Yes.
That's probably would have happened, because it would have been another stupid call. All right. Yeah. So, and then you would have lost the game anyway.
Probably, but that's hindsight. The point is they didn't have the opportunity to screw up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. And even after all that, the football guy saying, no, the Patriot fans, we're going to give you still a glimmer of hope. No. Now there's Patriot fans out there like, we still have a chance. You're saying there's a chance. But we're not fooling us. No, we're not going to fool us. Because we already know what's going to happen. If Tua getting hurt in the Miami game, he was terrible, by the way. We'll get to that in a second. He gets hurt, he doesn't play, right? Who's saying that? Who's guaranteed to say we'll win that game?
Not a guarantee.
Teddy Bridgewater? They struggle. They struggle with Colt McCoy on Monday Night Football for like a half. They struggle with him. Then they pull it together and win the game. And people were happy about that. I'm like, we still struggle against one of the worst teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
So Miami, who completely the floor is literally collapsing before their very eyes.
4 in
a row. They won 3, lost 3, won 5, lost 4. Mm-hmm. It's literally their roller coaster too. So
they are. Yeah, that's true.
This roller coaster is going to probably lead them out of the playoff because. But then again, I can't. We'll get to them in a second. But Patriots still alive. Now the problem is, this is where it gets to me. Maybe it gets to me worse, because if, let's say, the Patriots do beat Miami, right? If they beat Miami because of Tua's not going to play, right?
Buffalo. Here comes Bully Buffalo.
Buffalo is still playing for a number 1 seed.
Bully Buffalo.
So you mean to tell me that, but if Buffalo reclaims the division, they have nothing to play for, they're still playing for the number 1 seed? Now, if Buffalo loses to, especially if Buffalo loses to Cincinnati next week,
Cincinnati hopefully got their ugly out in that game, because if they play anywhere near like this, Buffalo will be whipping their ass up and down the pace. So I hope they got the ugly out in this Patriot game, because you're talking about Josh Allen and company.
So yeah, Buffalo's playing for number 1 seed. So if it comes down to we're in against the Buffalo Bills trying to make the number 1 seed, guess what? What's going to happen? They're going to do wherever they want to do that.
Like usual. Like
usual. And I know it hurts. It hurts us too. We're fans. It hurts us too. But at the end of the day,
you don't hurt me anymore. I don't care. I'm immune now.
It's just, it hurts me at least. But you know what? I'm not going to be dumb enough to be like, oh well, no. I'm just going to what happened? Yeah, it sucks. And we'll see you next year. Whatever. But yeah, moving on.
You good? You got it out of your system? I'll let you get it out, because we talked about this way too long.
You did.
All right. Monday night, we're going to skip most of this too. Congratulations, Chargers. They actually made the playoffs the first time since 2018, I believe.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you're going to get another year of that crappy coach.
Yes.
Or fortunately for everybody else, so we can continue to laugh at you. Sorry, Justin. You're going to have another year of misery because you decided to be Superman and make the playoffs.
Because you know what's going to happen to you guys, right?
Just saying.
Like, you're doing this just to, say, hey, well, technically it's Justin Herbert. You saved your coach from getting fired.
Yeah, which is stupid. You should have made sure he went away.
Or worse.
Because maybe you would have had Sean Payton next year and you would have been beasts. But
you may have. But well, depending on how bad they lose this playoff game.
I guess. I think the fact that they made it, I feel like it.
He's safe.
I feel like the Spanos are gonna be like, "You're good."
He make an extension.
Thank you.
And then it'll be all your fault. But he was stuck with for the next 3 to 4 years. Damn.
And the Colts, I really don't understand. But what the hell was the point of putting in Nick Foles to play? Why? Why did you do that? What was the point? Why? The minute I started watching the game, I stopped and I'm like, oh, wait, this was stupid. Why did they start him? What was the point? Why would you start him at week 16? What are you going to get from that? So are you doing this on purpose to make sure you lose games? Is that what it is? Because if you're doing it for that reason, then I'll let you go. Otherwise, this made no football sense to start Nick Foles. Why?
Because you wanted to give him some burn? Like,
for what? We know who Nick Foles is. It's Philadelphia or XFL quarterback. It's one or the other. That's it. We know who Nick Foles is. Why the hell is he on the field? Matt Ryan should have finished the season. It makes no damn sense. But I'm gonna guess you're super tanking, and that's why you're doing it. That's my assumption. But whatever.
Still the reason it's stupid either way.
Yeah, there's no real football sense as to why he played. The minute I saw the first drive, because he actually fit some dots in the first like 3-4 throws, and I'm looking, he started throwing on picks. I'm like, yeah, I don't know why he's on the football field. That actually doesn't make any sense. Now I think about it. Like, see what happens when you let your distrust for the Chargers cloud your judgment. You make stupid decisions.
Yes.
Oh well. Real quick, talk about trash. So the Jets wound up getting destroyed on Thursday night, right?
Yes.
I think they died out just after we finished recording. So it was funny as hell watching in Bleacher Report and other media sites is that there is a very likely chance that Zach Wilson might be out the team next year. Damn. That has to make him the biggest bust in NFL history. At least Jamarcus Russell stayed a little bit longer than this, if I'm not mistaken.
He has 3 years. 3 seasons. He lasted.
This is second.
And he got benched 3 times in his second year.
I'm pretty sure this will be the biggest bust in NFL history. Has to be.
Yes. If not,
how long Ryan Leaf lasted in this team?
Like 4.
And this team is the best team out of that Raiders team. That Raiders team. And the Chargers team. That Chargers team. Because that was before LaDainian and all those guys came in. LaDainian was 2001 when LaDainian came into the team. Breeze was 2001 when they were drafted. So this is 1998 we're talking about. Chargers from 1998. So this Jets team is sick. It's not even close. It's close. Significantly better than those two teams. And he couldn't play with these guys. Yeah, he's the worst. He has to be the biggest bust in NFL history. I don't think that's an argument anymore.
I'm asking this question. Do you think he fizzles out the league or he picks him up?
No, he's gonna get picked up. Because he still has the second overall pick name on him, even though he got cut in the second year. But he has it, so someone's going to pick him up and try him out just to see. Maybe the Jets messed him up. Maybe something happened. Him and LaFleur didn't click or something. Somebody gonna convince himself of a dumbass argument to justify bringing him in. And then when he gets cut in the 4th or the 3rd week of preseason, and then he fizzles out the league. That's what's going to happen. That's my guess.
Normally, I would say you're right.
Josh Rosen's still here, so maybe he won't fizzle out. I forget what team he's in, but
who gives a shit?
No, that's my point. He was ass just like that, but he's still in the league today. You know what I mean? So that means that most likely Zach Wilson is still gonna be in the league for years to come. Just never gonna play on the football field. He's gonna continue to collect checks like the rich boy that he already is. America. Anyway.
But for far as the Jets itself, the season is literally on the line. Like the huge game. First of all, the way they play on Thursday night was just terrible. The defense was bad too. Don't be wrong, the whole team was bad. It was just that Zach Wilson is just terrible. And then the Jet fans, and you can tell that the Jet fans in the stadium, they know what's going to happen, right? They know this is over. They know that normally it's over before December, but now they have this meaningful December games. They're like, don't do us like this. Like, don't do us like this. Like, give us a chance. And then, like,
I haven't heard a Jets fan boo like that in a very long time.
Yes.
That was real bad.
I remember. The last time I remember them that loud was Jets, Cardinals, Mark Sanchez.
10 years ago.
Yes, got benched.
Oh my God.
For McElroy.
In other words, when they were done with Sanchez.
Yes. Yeah, that, and then the Cardinals were terrible too.
Yeah, it was Ryan Lindley. I remember.
And then when McElroy scored a touchdown, they were saying, the commentator saying, "Oh, McElroy's jerseys are running off the shelves in New York City," and I'm like, "Shut the hell up, you bum!" Like, he's a bum too. It was literally everything was better than Sanchez. That's the room. The last time I remember MetLife Stadium being that loud of booing, and then you got the 4th-string QB who's horrible. My thing is, he shouldn't be in the league.
He's a running back.
He's a running back.
He literally all he did was run. He could not throw.
Like, first of all, that was one of the worst throws I've ever seen in my life.
He was a running back. So Mike White's coming back though.
Yes,
he'll be back. I still don't understand why Joe Flacco wasn't playing, because I feel like that game was still winnable.
It was. Night. Yeah, I was wondering why he didn't play either.
That game was winnable. The Jaguars weren't doing nothing either. They only put up 19. They were chilling. I guess maybe because they knew Zach wasn't going to do nothing, so I guess they relaxed, because that does happen. But when Flacco pops in, are you going to get back up on the horse or not? I would have.
This goes back to Saleh and Saleh coming.
That will be the number one question I'll ask him. Why is Flacco not playing in the stretch?
Especially in the last 3 games, your personnel decisions have literally cost you games. I
agree with that
too. I'm like, Flacco should have been playing on Thursday night. At least it gives him a chance to win.
Yeah, and the game before that, and against Detroit.
Yeah.
I thought playoffs was a priority. I guess not. I guess getting Zach Wilson at the team was more priority than playoffs. I guess.
Terrible.
I guess because you had it. The playoffs is right there, and then you just said that's basically what they did. Because hatred and love are polar opposites, but they're it's equally as powerful.
Yes.
So I guess that hatred overcame the love of playoffs and glory. The hatred of Zach Wilson overcame them, and they said, "I want that mother gone out my locker room before I do anything else." I guess.
Nose, spike your face.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I guess, because it makes no damn sense.
Because that was bad. And then the Jaguars, who are now control their own destiny.
And I don't think they let go of it. We're about to show those in the playoffs.
Yes. Which the league will probably be happy with.
Yeah, because there is a very high chance that their new golden boy, not new, because not going over Mahomes, but they're one of their new golden boys, probably is going to win a playoff game because they'll be playing Baltimore. And they already beat their ass before.
A home game in Baltimore, too. A home game against Baltimore. Yeah.
They already beat them before. And I feel like they'll do it easier this time. So we'll see, though. It all depends on Lamar, on his fate on Lamar and how he looks like. But yeah.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Doug Peterson, man.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll have 2 4 seeds beating off the 5 seeds. Well, yeah.
No, put some respect on their name. I know, because they'll be 9-8, because the Bucks will be 9-8.
I ain't saying anything about the Bucks. Who said the Bucks?
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, we're gonna find out the answer to that question next week. That's actually arguably the biggest game of the week next week. It's Panthers and Bucks. We'll talk about that on Thursday, whenever the hell we record. All right. Speaking of Panthers, so they beat the ever-loving Christ out of Detroit. No one saw that coming. No. I wasn't. We gave you like 5 or 6 games that stunk. That was one of them. We just didn't see that coming.
No, we didn't.
The running backs literally ran for 200 yards in the first half. I don't know what happened to Detroit. I don't understand why we were calling for the coordinator's head. I think since September, they just got rid of the DB coach instead. See, in defense, there's this thing called the front 7, right? Where those front guys are supposed to do something called stop the run. Yeah, they didn't do that at all. And it was some of the easiest running I've ever seen. Like, they refused to close up any gaps in the offensive line that was created. They did not want to put anybody in the B gaps, which is between the guard and the tackles, by the way. That's what a B gap is, education. They didn't want to plug up anything on the A gaps, which is between the center and the guards. Those are A gaps. They didn't want to cover those either. So stretch runs, inside runs were I think the running backs didn't get touched until they passed the first down line, like every run. That's what it looked like.
It kind of reminds me of playing arcade mode on Madden. where you can literally do whatever you want.
It reminds you of Tecmo Bowl and playing with Bo Jackson.
Yeah. You're not stopping him.
That's what that was. It was. I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? They have the fate of the playoffs in their hands. Them as in Detroit, and now they let a certain Wisconsin team put themselves in prime position to take it from them. What is Detroit doing? They could have took out Green Bay by winning. No, they want to get their ass beat, and now they have to play Green Bay. Yes. And Green Bay just had a monumental victory.
You could argue you could put down Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually a good point. That is this week. Is that not 18? That's this week? No, that's week 18. My bad. So that might be Sunday Night Football, depending what happens, because they have to play the Bears, them as in Detroit. They have to lose a game, so because they almost lost the first time they played. So we'll see.
So I would have asked. Now Steve Wilkes obviously had the great. Steve Wilkes obviously
4-1, right? That's what he is.
He's 4-1, yes.
Yeah, 4-1.
Steve Wilkes, which I think he should.
It was Arizona's fault, right?
Yeah,
because it was. It ain't set you up for anything to succeed in 2018.
For failure. I would say that. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for bringing that up. Because I was like, yeah, they should probably promote him. He's not that bad. It's just that, yeah, he's somewhat for failure. But I want to ask Dan Campbell and his staff a question, particularly Dan Campbell.
You're an overrated coach. I love him, but he's an overrated coach.
Dan Campbell, you're a defensive guy, correct?
No, he's a tight end.
Oh,
when he played.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I made the same mistake a year ago.
I thought you're a defensive guy. I'm sorry about that.
He looks like one, the way he carries himself, right?
He does.
Yeah.
Someone asked the defensive coordinator, which should have been fired a long time ago.
Yes.
So you mean to tell me that because Sam Darnold literally didn't have to do anything?
No. He had a good stat line, by the way.
He did. He didn't have to do anything.
I believe he threw like 250, something like that. He played pretty well. Yeah, and on the dot. 250, 15, 22. Very efficient game, touchdown. Wonderful. And it was so bad that he only ran for 19 yards.
So they had over 200 yards rushing, obviously, right?
Oh, no question.
Over 200 yards
rushing. They may have had 300, and I think they did. I'm going to tell you right now. 320 rushing yards to Detroit's 45. Which is the biggest reason why the offense couldn't move the ball. They got clamped. Carolina did what Detroit should have done.
323 rushing yards.
320 rushing yards. Which is not the first time that's happened this season.
It's not. I'm about to say thank you for reminding me. It's not.
We've seen this before. Forgot who did it.
Stop the run. Who said it? I think it was. You can't say the run. Say their lives won. Technically, you have a playoff. This is literally you're trying to make the playoffs, right? But to notice that, all right, fine. First of all, your game plan should have been, all right, fine. Stop the run because that's what it is.
Carolina.
Stop the run and then
forget Carolina. It's the NFC South.
Yes.
Almost all of them that's not named Tampa Bay run the football primarily. So just stop the run and you should beat that.
And then you let Sam Darnold implode on himself. But no, he didn't have to do that.
That's a lot of jokes there.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so that could have been a disaster waiting to happen, but it happened to you. So now you put yourself in a situation where, hey, you may actually miss the playoffs anyway. Teasing your fan base. That should be the tagline for today. Teasing your fan base.
I'll put that in the title. Thank you.
Yes.
Because I'll be having trouble making the title sometimes.
Thinking that, we're actually doing something. It's the turn around the coin. Then you go doing the same dumb shit you do every single week. Every other week. The Lions. Ridiculous.
The Lions. So, with that dumbass loss, there are now 3 teams in the same record that are just outside the 7th seed. And 6, because maybe Giants will implode and lose a lot of games too. Whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I think they'll win one more game and clinch it. But
they would, yeah.
We'll put it into perspective. We'll do that. Seahawks, Lions, and now the wonderful Green Bay Packers are all 7-8. Very similar to the AFC, where the Patriots, Titans, Steelers, and Jets are all 7-8 as well. With the Miami Dolphins 1 game ahead in the AFC, and the Washington Commanders are half a game because they have the tie.
Yes.
Half a game ahead.
Now the thing with
how things pan out when you let time do its thing, right?
Only thing with the AFC is that Patriots have tiebreakers over the teams underneath them.
That's why they're first. That's why they're AFC right now.
So that's why they're literally have their own destiny.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, the Washington Commanders still control their own destiny.
Yeah, sure. Patriots win next week, they go in the 7th seed.
Yeah,
because they have the same division record as Miami. So, meaning they will go up to 3-2 in it.
Yes.
Yeah. To get their ass beat by Buffalo next week. So anyway, my bad. I just didn't notice that. That's why I said I apologize. Continue.
So Washington have a big game against Cleveland next week. Cleveland was nothing to play for, but they have been playing relatively decently they're trying to get Deshaun Watson back into stride, and they're playing
for him to rest another 7 months before.
Yes. At least give him something to do.
To go through this all over again. All right.
Because they played well against the Saints. The Saints, they just couldn't, capitalize on it. Because the Saints didn't play well either.
Yeah, because they'll have anybody to throw the ball to.
Yes. So,
similar to the Giants. So the Giants are a better team. But yeah.
By far a better team.
Yeah, it's not even close.
But I don't know. Washington might fall out. They could possibly lose out.
There's a quarterback thing looking like it's about to start happening in that team because I don't think Heineken can play that bad. It's just that you played against the San Francisco 49ers. When you are not a good team and you play against the San Francisco 49ers, they make you look like you belong in Pop Warner. And that's what happened. So I don't know. I cannot stand Ron Rivera. I think he's such an overrated coach. Even though I gave him praises in the past when it came to team building and all this other stuff. Because I think he does raise younger talent. But he's just that guy that doesn't go over the hump. Like a certain coach in Philadelphia 76ers. Yeah. Very, very similar. I don't think he's gonna handle this well. I don't know what's gonna happen to this quarterback room, and they might wind up dead. Seriously, start losing to Cleveland, bro. Like it's a possibility.
It's a very possibility.
They shouldn't, but there's a possibility, man, and it's scary
because you're stuck with Carson Wentz. You're stuck with him. When he comes back, that's gonna be an interesting conversation to have. And then, despite Ron Rivera turning the team around and putting them in position, because they were dead in the water in the first quarter of the season. They were dead in the water. Now Dan Snyder is not smart at all. He's terrible. But there's I'm not gonna say that Ron Rivera's job is in question, is in jeopardy. I don't say that, but
I don't know. Actually,
I don't know.
Have no idea. No, I'm desperate. I have no idea. I don't know what that organization ever thinks. So I try not to go in that direction. I like my sanity the way it is. But, I don't know what's gonna happen in that game. It's gonna be a fun 17 preview episode. That's gonna be fun. There's a lot of stuff that's gonna happen. 2 more games. Let's get the Eagles one out the way. So the Dallas Cowboys escaped losing to a backup quarterback, and they're happy about it. So we did not see these two teams play each other in full strength, which means I think that NFL are gonna call Hollywood directors, bring out their scripts, and make sure that we see a part 2. Possibly. That's kind of what it's smelling like. part 3. Sorry, part 3.
Partners in the divisional round.
That's kind of what it's smelling like, which will unfortunately hurt our chances and make us sad that we don't get to see Dallas implode like they usually do in that round. They'll just lose to Philadelphia and when they're supposed to lose Philadelphia instead. We'll see. Sometimes scripts don't work, and sometimes scripts get.
I still think that Murphy's Law is a thing.
Yes, but that's kind of what I'm smelling. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing that sports organizations, meaning like the NBA, NFL, MLB, all these sports leagues, love more than storylines, because storylines equal money. So, which equals ratings, equals views, equals you know what I'm saying? So television, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of looked like they might try to steer the NFC East Showdown Part 3 into the division round of playoffs and allows the Philadelphia Eagles to play the Dallas Cowboys Part 3. I'm praying that doesn't happen because I don't want to see. I don't give a shit about these teams. I don't want to see them. But kind of what it smelled like.
Oh.
They really did just allow 34 to get Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
They really did. It was from a Miles Sanders fumble. They made him allow 41. This Dallas team, man. They do have a lot of injuries in the backfield in terms of like the corners and whatever.
True indeed, but we have to address the elephant in the room. Your quarterback, Dak Rain.
It's crazy how we're gonna say this, right? And then you're gonna see the Dallas fans coming at us and giving us the box score stats. He is the king of this shit. His box score stats are always shining bright, like the golden flag of America. When just like the golden flag of America, that kind of doesn't mean shit. Yeah.
He went there.
I did. I went there twice. The second time I this country in the country. I don't care. What the hell are they gonna do? They could do a lot of things actually.
They could, yeah. I was thinking about that too.
Knock them on the Secret Service, and then you'll never hear from me again. You'll see a new co-host with Trevor.
I had so much jokes for this one. I'm gonna keep it to myself. I think you know where I'm going with this one too. Anyway, yeah, but he was bad. He played awful. Like you could argue that the Philly should have won this game easily because how bad Dak Prescott played.
Kind of were winning the game pretty easily for the majority, but they look like the better team.
Yes, without their quarterback.
Without their main quarterback.
But I'm not gonna lie to you, I have no interest in seeing Dallas in anything. Dallas,
me neither.
Don't be wrong. Dallas has a good team. On paper, they have a good team. They have good pieces there to complement them.
Aren't they always?
Yeah, I like I said, but it's just that at the end of the day, the inevitable is going to happen. Like the inevitable has to happen.
You said it has to happen
for the world to be whole again. Like for instance, the Yankees losing to Houston. That has to happen.
The inevitable.
That has to happen. Dallas losing, getting humiliated. Having a season-ending humiliation has to happen.
Yeah, the Grizzlies game beat the shit about the Golden State Warriors. It just has to happen.
It does. I agree. I 100% agree. I can think of other things too, but we don't have time for that. But yes,
yeah, we really don't have time for it. Because I want to, but we don't have time.
Yes, that would be pretty funny though. But yeah, but this has to happen. The Dallas Cowboys are just think of them as the Barnum Brothers circus. They come around, they're a good show to watch, but when it's over, it's over. And you're more happy to see them go than actually being there.
Holy crap, dude.
We love you guys. We love you, Dallas Cowboy fans. Some of you, but we love you guys.
I don't know what it is about footy that I don't know why I still don't trust them completely. When all they do is show that they have the capabilities of doing great things. This was a good performance for the team when they had a backup quarterback. Shows a lot about Nick Sirianni, but just I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it's just the NFC East has been so garbage for the last 10 years. Maybe I still have a bad taste in my mouth with them. I don't know.
I agree with that. I understand because I do see something happening too. That Philly's there. Philly's there. They're just not there right now. I know someone who is. I know someone. It's looking something like that too. Again, the NFL this year is so wacky, so garbage. You know, anything can happen. Literally, what can't go wrong will go wrong. But I think, despite all the adversity, a certain team will still somehow make the Super Bowl. I think you know I'm going with this, right? Raul may not like this, but oh well.
Who may not like this?
Raul like this, oh well.
Oh no, he's gonna like it because his boy's not gonna be the quarterback. So that's all he cares about. All right. Garoppolo. If you guys didn't understand that, we're talking about the San Francisco 49ers.
Yes.
The best team in the NFL.
Yeah, I think the San Francisco are going to the Super Bowl. There you go.
Yeah.
They're my pick to go out of the NFC.
Yeah. They're that good. So, one more game and we're done. So, remember we talked about Tua earlier? Well, let's talk about it now. Because he was pretty damn good in the first 3 quarters. Then the concussion, I am doing air quotes for podcast listeners, concussion happened. And then he proceeded to throw 3 fourth-quarter interceptions. In 3 straight drives.
Some of the most egregious interception you'll see in a while. It was bad. It was really bad.
Mind you, that takes away from how bad Aaron Rodgers was in this game because Jesus Christ, that dude played like if he had dementia. He was missing throws, going absolutely ducking few throws, holding on the ball like if he was a rookie again, not taking any like chances to throw anything away. He would just get sacked. Like that first drive, my God, when they got the ball inside, I think it was the second and goal. The dude took a huge 15-yard sack for no freaking reason. He had to settle for a field goal because of it. This dude was absolutely disgusting. Sailed Christian Watson a few times before he evidently got out the game. Christian Watson, they actually won without him. Dude, like this man was absolutely horrible. But I guess 2 and 4 quarters said, "Hold my beer," or according to you guys who believe, because I don't believe in the concussion thing at all. I think it's too convenient that when he has the worst half, the first fourth quarter of his career, it's because he was concussed. It's too convenient. I don't believe it. Protocol does not mean you actually had the concussion. It just means they're just making sure that you did not have it and you do not have it at the moment. That's what a concussion protocol is. I don't believe he had the concussion. I just think he had a horrific fourth quarter and they're trying to save face. I'm saying it. I don't care. I've been very scrappy in this episode, so I'm just saying everything, and I don't care. I don't believe you. I think he was just that bad because Green Bay adjusted, took away the middle of the field, made him throw to the sidelines. Keep in mind, guess where his interceptions were? Outside the middle of the field. Bing! There you go. Nope, I'm not buying it. I'm so sick and tired of having to say this type of stuff in the show about quarterbacks who get carried by their systems, getting unnecessary praise, and then people want to find excuses when they suck, when they get their system taken away from them. You know who Tua is?
Yes.
He is pre-Detroit Jared Goff. That's literally who he is. Because he started off getting mistreated and playing like shit because he had Jeff Fisher in his first year, right? Does that sound like someone?
Yes.
Then, even though Tua done it for 2 years, then he got McVay. Played great his first year, right? Went to Super Bowl second year. Guess what happened that second year? A certain team took away that system. And what happened?
Implosion.
What we've seen the last 3 out of 4 weeks for Tua.
The bottom fall out.
He is early Jared Goff. That's who he is. The same trajectory. Not saying they play the same, because Jared Goff actually has a better arm, but they have the same trajectory. And you guys are falling for the same bullshit. Because it was very obvious Jared Goff wasn't shit. You know what's funny about that actually too? That Jared Goff wasn't getting praised the way that Tua is actually.
No.
And Jared Goff had a worse receiving core than Tua has. I'm just saying. But whatever. I don't understand this. I don't believe that concussion bullshit. I think he just sucked. Whatever. You can hide behind the concussion stuff if you want. But either way, I win. You know why I win? Because either that he has to get carried by his coaches and the receivers, or he's too brittle to be in the league. Which one is it? Which one is it? Because that would mean he has 3 concussions in 2.5 months.
That is insane. First of all,
and they let him stay on the field. If he did have it, he played the whole full quarter concussed, and they didn't do nothing about it.
You know what that means.
So why is Miami not getting arrested
or heavily fined?
so what is it? What you got, Dolphin fan? What you got for me? What is it?
Their team is not that good.
Or you guys are criminals. Which one is it?
I would go for your team not that good, so you won't go to
jail. Because this is ridiculous at this point. What is it?
Ridiculous.
So Green Bay is they're in the mix, 7-8.
When they were dead in the water like a month ago.
Yeah. They went on a nice winning streak, picking up bad teams, and then they beat a good team, quote, air quotes, good team, on Christmas Day. And now they're in it. And they have a great shot of making the playoffs. They need a couple of things to go their way. Like they have to beat Detroit. If they haven't played yet, they have to beat Detroit. I believe they need Washington to lose more than one game because I think Washington has a tiebreaker. They beat Green Bay, right?
Yes.
They need Washington to lose. I think one.
No,
just one because they'll be 7-8-1. So that's lower than 7-8, right?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So they have to lose the game and go up. So yeah, so they need
7-8. No, 7-8-1.
Well, it'll be 8-8 if Green Bay wins next week. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, they need Washington to lose like another game. You know what I'm saying? So and they need a couple things to go their way because Washington's 7-7-1 right now. I would say they need a couple things to go their way, but Green Bay's right there. They almost control this.
Washington have to lose out. They're gonna be 8-1, and the Green Bay have to win out. They'll be
no, but that's assuming Washington actually wins.
Which it's not
That's
guaranteed.
what I'm saying. Because they lose, then they'll be 7-8-1, and Green Bay will be 8-1, 8-8 if they win, which is one more win. Therefore, they'll be up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So that maybe that type will fuck them. Oh, hey, I thought it was gonna benefit them. Maybe we'll mess up Washington instead. Well, I'm having fun with this playoff thing. We're gonna have a great time on the next episode. I am working on a project to see if you can use scientific data to prove any playoff
playoff prediction.
Yeah, if you can use scientific data to do that. I'm working on it. I started. I'm gonna work on it. We'll see if I have it done by Thursday or Friday, whatever the hell we do the recording. But that's gonna be a fun ass episode.
That'll be fun. Really fun. That being said, we have one more game left.
We do?
The Giants and the Vikings.
Shit! Thank you. Oh, God, I forgot because you're gonna leave. All right, real quickly. But what's there to say? Lucky ass Minnesota. They found a new way to win with a 61-yard field goal. Victory.
I know Daniel Jones, and you know what's crazy?
And he played great. Damn, Daniel Jones was good.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm glad you mentioned that too. I would resign him. If you not resign him, you franchise him. If you're not too sure, but I would franchise. I would franchise him for one more year, and then he'll prove himself again.
But you got to give him like 17 receivers.
Yes, but that's horrible. The receiving core has to be improved because I'm not gonna lie to you.
Is the dude that dropped every ball named Richie James?
Yes,
he sucks.
He's
Jesus
garbage.
Christ,
garbage. Oh my god,
number 80, I think. Gosh,
disrespectful to Victor Cruz's number,
right? If Victor Cruz would have kicked ass if he was in this position. He probably would have won an extra game or two if Victor Cruz was the receiver, actually.
Anyway. But yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's not much to say. Minnesota found another way to win. They win all the damn time. And I sent on Instagram, and I think I sent a big argument for Kirk Cousins as being an MVP candidate. And I think it's from Kyle Brandt from NFL Network. Hey man, look, everybody's judging. They're judging Minnesota based on your expectations and the way you don't like the way they're doing things. But at the end of the day, that has nothing to do with the awards and the accolades that are being given during the regular season. At the end of the day, they are 12-3. They are winning all the games they're supposed to win. They are second seed still, and they're giving you the results, giving their fans at least the results that are supposed to be given.
But that's going to happen. You know what that's going to happen, right? You know what's going to happen, right?
That doesn't matter at this case. We all do know what's going to happen, but that has nothing to do with what's going on regular season.
Again, it's frustrating because this team is very flawed. They literally I think 11 one possession game wins this year,
which proves Kyle Brandt's case because he's still winning the games. He has the most full quarter comebacks. His defense is like 32nd at this point, and he's still winning the games. And because his point was they're giving Justin Jefferson more credit than him, when Justin Jefferson has to get the ball from somebody. Like, I get that, and I understand it because I couldn't argue both ways. I'm giving the Kirk Cousins argument right now, and I'll give you the Justin Jefferson argument as in, when those big plays happen, who's the one that's actually catching the balls and making the plays though? No. Like that fourth and 18 from Buffalo. You're gonna tell me Kirk Cousins threw the dot of the century? No. Kirk Cousins did not throw that. It was actually a badly thrown ball. My guy had to stretch. He had to become Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, I went nerd there. Mr. Fantastic, and stretch his arm out to catch that ball and fight two defenders and still hold on to the ball. Yeah, that's not Kirk Cousins. That was Justin Jefferson. That's why Justin Jefferson is getting more praise than Kirk Cousins is for stuff like that, because that's not the first time something like that has happened all season for this team. And who was the one that made the catches at the end of the game to put the Giants away? Justin Jefferson. That can make the argument ways. But the point is that this team actually, even though everybody's judging Minnesota based on how they're getting the result and what they think is inevitably, quote unquote, going to happen, when that has nothing to do with what's happening right now. And I think they do deserve more praise, but we will laugh at them when if our expectations are met. That's all I'm saying. Yes. I think Kyle Brandt had something there in his argument. I just agree with you saying. That's what I'm saying. I just pointed. It was all over Instagram. It's on NFL Network. You can see that argument. But give Minnesota a little bit more respect, even though we don't want to.
Yes.
But they do deserve it. They're winning 12-3. They're good.
Giants still win next week. They're in.
Yeah, they're still in a decent position. It's unfortunate that got taken away from them. If
they just can't.
They had better receivers. They win more games, man. Daniel Jones played his ass off and he played great. I thought he was magnificent. Outside the one dumbass pick in the fourth quarter, he was magnificent.
I mean, like if they win next week and Washington loses, they're pretty much locked into the 6th seed. They can't finish any higher than lower than they are.
Yeah, they're in. They're in for first time since 2016.
Yeah, so good for them. That being said, we're done here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Like you always do. Join the Facebook group, like you always do. Yeah, we should be. The year stands. It's been a long year, man.
We got one more episode until 2023.
Yes. That being said, see you guys soon. Peace, love, and